skills over in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Now, obviously, these are going to be what I personally consider the best skills over in Duel Links. And since I know some of you guys come for me for regular Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus like Duel Links, which is actually kind of a different game, because your character actually has a skill. Certain skills can only be acquired via a specific character. Some skills will overlap, like you can get the same skill by playing another character. But some of these characters you will have to unlock, and then you're going to have to progress them to a certain level to actually get the skill. But anyways, let's go and go over the best ones. So first off, some of these are more conditional to certain decks, and I'll briefly explain that, but I'm going to go over what is kind of considered the best ones and also what I consider the best ones. So the first one over here is called Trick Up the Sleeve. It says your starting hand will include one level 7 or higher dark spellcaster type monster randomly selected from your deck, and it won't activate unless you actually have one of the correct targets. But anyways, it's obtained from Arcana, and I'll also have it in the pinned section of this video exactly how to unlock the characters, because each character has a different unlock. I'm just going to include a website that tells you how to unlock the characters. But anyways, so it requires you to obviously have a 7 or higher dark spellcaster, but it's usually used for a card called Cosmo Brain, and he allows you to basically discard Blue Eyes to special summon it. So you start off with a very strong attack monster, and that's basically one of the better ones in Duel Links. Now, I don't run this one because I'm not playing that at the moment, but again, some of these are conditional to certain decks. So that one is considered very good. Another one that is actually very strong is Sealed Tombs. And after this, I'm going to kind of go in order, but these are like the main ones. And I think Sealed Tombs is, I don't know if you want to call it like the vanities for a turn, it might be like on the same level. This card can lock certain decks. Like you can just instantly win with Sealed Tombs, which is a really great card. It makes it so until the end of your opponent's next turn, neither player can banish cards from the graveyards or special summon monsters from the graveyard. This skill can be only used once per duel. So that's pretty good. You can basically just make it so your opponent can't really do too much. And you can just go off. Again, you can lock certain decks out completely and win the game. But after that, let me go ahead and go in order and kind of go briefly over the effects of some of the ones that I think are kind of just better or more versatile. Because again, those ones are, well, the card sealed, or the skill Sealed Tombs can be used in almost every deck. But Trick Up the Sleeve is kind of more conditional to Blue Eyes. And those, that and Zombies are considered very, very meta in the game. But anyways, the next one that I wanted to mention is Bandit. I think this one's pretty interesting. So, if your life points are 1500 or below, you can select and take control of one set in your opponent's spell and trap zone. It can only use once per duel, but that's really good. Very, very good. Just to not only go +1 yourself, but it makes your opponent go -1. Easily one of the better ones in the game. But yeah, most decks can actually use that pretty well. The next one up that I liked was Compensation. And it can be used each time your life points decreases by 1,000. You send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and you get to recover 300 life points. It's not necessarily for the recovery, but because Duel Links only has 20 cards, if you're playing a deck that needs things in the graveyard, whether it's zombies, or if Light Sworns ever get like Judgment Dragon or a lot more support, this can make this really, really good. Just be able to randomly RNG send one and get free extra advantage in the game. I like it. I like it. Again, that's more considered for like a deck that I would plan to build in the future, but yeah, Light Sworn can definitely make great use of that. Next up, though, Extra is a Pegasus skill that I really liked, which is going to make it so every time your life points decreases by 2,000 during your draw phase, you get to add to your hand one copy of the card you drew as your normal draw. So basically just a free straight up +1 over there. Great stuff indeed. Now, next up, I think Destiny Draw is pretty good as well, wherever Destiny Draw is. This card is insane, or this skill, I say card, but Destiny Draw is pretty cool. When your life points are getting decreased by 2,000 in the draw phase, instead of conducting your normal draw, you can actually draw any card that you want out of your deck, which, I mean, if you told people you can do that in actual Yu-Gi-Oh!, it would be insane. So yeah, that's definitely one of the better ones as well. And then this one's more of an RNG. It's called Last Gamble, but it has that potential to instantly win a game if you have the luck on your side. I kind of want to run this one just because it makes it for really hype game moments. Even in ranked, I think this would be hilarious to beat someone because of Last Gamble, which makes it so you can only use it turn 5 and onward, but you reduce your life points to 100, you discard 2 cards from your hand, roll a die, and then draw cards equal to the number rolled. The skill can only be used once per duel, but potentially just drawing 6 cards out of having 2 is absolutely fantastic, especially if the cards have utility in the graveyard anyways. Excellent potential right there. But other than that, next up we've got Presence, Pre-Science, where is it? Makes it so you can view the top card of both players' decks until the end of the 5th turn. This could be used if anything that requires you to like guess the top card of your deck or your opponent's. Gishki Diviner, if that ever came out for water, I don't know, dude, that's not bad at all. Just like free +1 every single turn. You get to run a bunch of traps. I don't know, you could do some pretty nasty stuff with this card. Spirals, there could be a lot of things in the future that can have use with this card as well. Next up though, we have the Psychic Vision, which is one of the characters that I really want to unlock, which is Esparopa. So the effect of them makes it so you can reveal your entire opponent's hand, but your starting hand will be reduced by 1 card. And on top of that, while the skill is active, you will not be able to view the details of your opponent's hand, and your opponent will not be able to use card effects that require cards to be in the hand to be revealed at the activation / resolve. So that has a lot of potential, not only just being able to reveal, but if your opponent needs to do something with those cards that need to meet those conditions, it won't be able to be used. But I think Psychic Vision is something that I would like to run, so I definitely want to unlock this. It has a lot of potential for control decks, let's say like Gladiator Beast or something like that, where if you know exactly what you can and can't run into, it's huge. Really great card, really great, if I say card, I mean skill, whatever, same thing. You guys get the idea. But I liked that one a lot. Then we have Restart, which makes it so you can only use this once your starting hands are dealt, but you redraw your starting hand, your first roll will be skipped if you use this skill. So that's actually not too bad, because if you're playing an OTK deck, this is one skill that I would really like to have. So yeah, this is not a bad skill at all to actually have. For certain decks, it would be like Control, FTK, OTK. I think those could be very valuable. And then we also have Show of Nightmares. So I wrote all these down in like alphabetical order, except for like the first 2, because those ones are considered the most like meta. So Show of Nightmares makes it so if you have 3 or more spell cards with different names in your graveyard, you randomly add 1 spell card in your graveyard to your hand. It can only be used once per duel. So in any FTK variant, or like say even spellbooks, that's a really good potential card. It doesn't have to be, you have to wait after a certain amount of turns, because some of the effects you have to wait till like turn 5 or something. Like I said, the dice one was you had to wait till like turn 5 or something like that, and realistically you'd probably lose before you can actually activate some of the skills in the game. But I mean, this has no requirement other than, of course, the 3 spell cards. So I think that one has some potential for some FTK decks. And then these are other cards that might have potential in the, or other skills in the future. I liked what grows in the graveyard. So this makes it so you begin the duel with a Dark Verger in your graveyard. Not only do you just have a monster in your graveyard as soon as it starts, but it's a tuner. And it's also a plant. But anyways, when a plant type tuner monster is normal summon, you get to go ahead and special summon this from your graveyard in attack position. So you can potentially do multiple summons in one turn. Even though this game only has 3 monster zones, if there's anything that allows you to somehow make very powerful turn 1 I automatically win boards, this could be a card that I could see people using in the future. Yeah, but yeah, it's not too bad at all. If it was like a light or dark too, that'd be really cool for chaos decks, but that's not exactly something that's in right now. But also, I like Master of Rites too. If rituals ever become very, very strong, I heard Cyber Angels were at one point meta, but I wasn't playing at that time. But there's a card called Master of Rites 2, which makes it so you begin the duel with Ritual Cage, and Duellinks is a different game than regular Yu-Gi-Oh! So having this, you get to begin the duel with this on board. It's a continuous spell card that says you take no battle damage from attacks involving ritual monsters you control, and then also ritual monsters you control cannot be targeted by or be destroyed by monster effects. And I don't know, I think it's not bad just to have a free, like, oh, I protect my monsters from being targeted or be destroyed by monster effects. I don't think it's that bad at all. It has, again, some more potential if rituals ever become a thing in the game. But anyways, yeah, those are the skills that I think are pretty viable in the game, as well as, like, have potential in the future. But those are my personal thoughts. If you are watching this over on YouTube, you guys can tell me what you think about some of the skills. But I'm just going to go ahead and briefly look at the chat over here to see if you guys said anything. There's also a reload. I think it's actually called reload. You gotta wait like 5 turns, but you don't go -1 with it. It's from Tristan. I forgot what the actual skill is called. Is it actually called reload? If I actually knew my alphabet. But yeah, anyways, it just lets you use the card reload, but you have to wait 5 turns. And again, okay, here it is. I just unlocked this guy. So can be used turn 5 and onward. Add all the cards and then you shuffle it. I don't think it's that good. I think restart is much better. Yeah, you go -1, but again, most duels in Yu-Gi-Oh are ended within the first turn. Anyways, that's the way I personally think. But anyways, you guys can let me know your thoughts down below. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you guys can let me again know down below. Obviously, if you're watching the Twitch, you guys could have said what you thought about like what I consider to be the best skills over in Yu-Gi-Oh Duellinks. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. If you're watching this on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, you can hit that subscribe button for more Duellinks as well as other Yu-Gi-Oh content. But we'll make maybe an updated version when more of the skills come out. But yeah, those are my thoughts on them because I had to look them all up myself, like because I was like, what should I run? And I just basically went over them, and so I kind of made this video kind of as a guide because I know some of you guys recently got into Duellinks as well because that's kind of what I've been playing for the past couple times I've been streaming and also uploading. But anyways, thanks for watching, and we're out.